So in this video, we are going to see section 4, question 4, which is related to Microsoft Fabric data pipeline. So question is, you have a Fabric workspace that contains a notebook. So you have notebook in a workspace, you have notebook 1, you have pipeline 1, and you need to add a notebook 1 into pipeline 1. So that means your pipeline has a notebook activity when you run, and you also need to schedule your pipeline. You should run your pipeline every day, daily at 7 UTC time. So that is one requirement. Another requirement, you need to retrieve for 2 times. In case of the failure, you need to retrieve, your notebook activity will run 2 times in retrieve. And once it's refresh successful, it once it's done successfully, retrieve after that, it should be refresh the model 1, but only if notebook 1 activity is successful. So we need to select the series of actions. So basically in quick, we can say we have a pipeline 1, inside we have a notebook activity, and when notebook activity run every day 7 a.m. UTC time, then it if it's failed, then we should have a 2 retrials, and if it's success, then you will have a refresh of model 1. So now we need to choose a series of options. So let's see the options. So these are the options, but before we go into options, let's see the analysis. So for example, this is requirement. First of all, we need to schedule pipelines daily at 7 a.m. UTC time. Then we need to add a notebook activities in pipeline 1. And uh, if it's failed, then we need to add a retrieve items 2 times. And if it's successful, then we need to refresh our Power BI models, semantic models. So that this is the questions requirements. So you can see here that you have a notebook activities, and you have added notebook in your pipelines, and in your notebook activities in general section you can add a retrieval. So you can add here 2 times as a retrieval. So that is one requirement. Another requirements is we need to schedule our pipelines. So you can schedule your pipelines, and you can set times and start in times, and even in time zone, this like that. So that is another requirements. And another third requirement is when your notebook activity runs successfully. So this green line means it's successful. If this is a successful, then Power BI report should be refreshed. So basically, these are the 3 actions we need to carry out in series. So this is the overall. So we need to set or retire settings of the notebook activity 2. We need to refresh Power BI model refresh when it's successful, not on a complete. And we need to schedule a pipelines on a particular times. So these are the 3 actions we should pick. So let's see in here. So this is our questions, and these are the options. So out of these options, we can select now 3 correct options, which is let's see this one. So before we select the options, let's get some more ideas. So for example, first options we saying it's retrieval. So it help you to retrieve notebook activity for 2 times. So this is the correct one because that's what we need in case notebook activities fail. Another one is refreshing the semantic model after the notebook activity link using the on success condition. This is the correct one as well, because when it's successful, then we need to select. Third one is to set a schedule settings of the pipeline 1 to UTC. So this is also correct. So these are the 3 activities we select as a correct, and then these are the other activities we will reject, because here you say that retrieve settings of semantic model. We don't want to do a retrieval for semantic one. We need for notebook one. Here you can say that it's on completion, but we do not need on completion, we need on a success one. And here we say schedule the notebook. We don't want to schedule a notebook, we need to schedule a pipeline. So these are the first three options is correct ones and remaining one are incorrect ones. So you can see these are the one. Say the retrieve settings of the notebook activity for 2 times. Then you placing the semantic model refresh activity after the notebook activity linked to using the own success conditions, note on completion. And another one is schedule the pipeline for UTC times. And these are the incorrect options. So if you want to see in pipeline in Fabric, then I can quickly share that with you. Just one moment. So you can see this is my Fabric workspace, and here you can see that I have this is the pipeline one, for example. And then first step is you add a notebook activity. So you have added notebook activities, and you have set here retrial. It's 2 times. So two, if it's 3 times, then you can do 3 times. So that we have done one part. Then another part is on successful. So here you can see that you have a failure, completions, and like that. So here you only and only refresh if it's successful, this notebook. If it has successfully applied the transformation, then and then you refresh your semantic Power BI models. So that's why you have successful. So this is the second one on successful of the notebook one. And then you refreshing this one. And if you want to schedule your pipeline, then that also you can do in here. Schedule one. So this is the one. So here you can schedule it for UTC time. So you can hit turn on and you select the time and number. It's once a day. Then you can select here once a day by filtering out this one, and then you can select even UTC time as well. So these are the three actions you need to do in series. But if they ask you something else, then you need to think about that is it like on successful or on completions or on failures of these notebook activities or something like that. Okay, so this is the end of the question 4.